All right, today we want to talk about the percent of change when it comes to taxes, tips, and discounts. This is like a real life situation. We all go to the store, we all go shopping, and we see discounts, taxes. We see when we go out to eat, we're supposed to leave a certain amount, percent of tip. So this is how you figure it out. So we're going to go over it. A few things you need to know. Okay. So here's the formula. Well, let me start here. Here's our essential question. Our EQ is, how do you calculate percent of change? Okay, percent of change can be an increase, let me erase that. I'm trying to write the word increase and my pencil's not working well. So it can be increase or a decrease. Okay, so what the formula says is we're going to take the new price and we're going to subtract it from our original price or total. I'm just saying price as an example. Then we're going to divide it by our original price. A lot of times we're looking for our percentage and it's going to be over 100. Now that's not always true. Okay, it's not always true because sometimes we're looking for different things in this problem. So it's kind of like any other equation. They tell us what we need to find, and then we do the inverse operations to find it. We know it's an equation because it has an equal sign. Okay, so remember the difference between the equations and expressions. Expressions don't have equal sign. Equations do have equal sign. So let me keep this up a little bit so I can see my formula. So the problem says Jake can lift 25 pounds in January. 1 month later, he can lift 45 pounds. What is the percent of change? So we need to find the percent of change in the numbers of pounds. So percent of change for us is going to be our X. We always use a variable when we're trying to find something. So our original is 25 pounds. That's what he started. Now, 1 month later, February, his new is 45 pounds. Now we can look at that and we can say, well, he jumped 20-pound increase. So what we want to know is, we want to know what our percentage is. What percent did he increase? Okay. So let's plug in these numbers. So we have the new, which is 45, minus the original, which is 25. Again, we don't know what the percentage is, but we need to find it. This is going to be over 100, and our original, again, is 25. So let me slide down a little bit. And let's do the math problem. So we have let's start up here. We have 45 minus 25. Again, we already said that's 20. And we're going to rewrite the problem. Now, this becomes a proportion. So we've done proportions in your notes before. If we get to this part, we need to know that we need to go back in our notes so we can refresh what we're supposed to do. Okay. So I'm going to draw my arrows. And I have 20 times 100. Equals 25 times X. So 20 times 100 is 2,000. And 25 times x equals 25x. Now again, we hit a point in our notebook that we've done this before. So here's our one-step solutions. We need to solve for x. So 25 and x are multiplying. The inverse operation of multiplying is dividing. So 25 divided by 25, it gives us 1, but we don't put a 1 in front of x. So 2,000 divided by 25 is 80. So x equals 80. It's not just 80. Remember, we're talking about percentage. So x equals 80%. So he started off lifting 25 pounds. A month later, he was lifting 45 pounds. So his gain was 80%. Now, let's talk a little bit about taxes and tips and discounts. So when we talk about taxes and tips, we want to add it to our total. Okay, and when we're talking about discount, we want to subtract it from our total. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, not the total, but the original price. Now, when we want to change percents to decimals, it's like the Beyonce song. We want to move it 2 spots to the left. Okay. So we have the first one says, or example number 2 says, the shirt costs $25.50. So that's the original price. Okay. It has a discount of 40%. So what we want to do is we want to turn our percentage into a decimal. Again, we got to move the decimal 2 spots to the left. So the percentage sign really is the decimal. So we go from 1, 2. So now we want to multiply. So first thing we want to do is change percent to decimal. All right. The second thing we want to do is multiply decimal to the original amount. So we have $25.50 times 0.40, because I moved my decimals to the left. So instead of 40%, it's 0.40 now. So let's do the math. So 0 times everything in there is 0. So I'm going to put a 0 on the end. I don't have to multiply it all across. So 4 times 0 is 0. Sorry. Hold that. 5 times 4 is 20. So I want to carry the 2. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2. It gives me 22. I need to carry the 2. And 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Now, I need to move my decimal. Now I have 4 numbers behind the decimal. So 1, 2, 1, these 2, and these 2. So that's 4 numbers behind the decimal. So that means I need to move my decimal 4 spots. So we started over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we can drop these 2 because when we're talking in numbers, we don't go to the hundreds or the thousands. Okay, we stay in the tens and the hundreds. I'm sorry, we don't go to the thousands and the 10,000. So we go to the tens and the hundreds. So the third thing we do, we either add or subtract depending on what it's asking. So right here it's asking us to discount. So we got to subtract the discount. So we have $25.50, that's our original price, minus $10.20. So when we subtract it, we get new price of $15.30. So that's 40% of 25. Now let's go over here and do the dinner taxes. Okay, the tax is 7%. First thing we need to do is change decimal to a percentage. So we go 1, 2. If it's an open spot, we fill it in with a 0. So we have 10.59, that's our original price, times 0.07. So let's do the math. 9 times 7 is 63. Put the 3 down, carry the 6. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 6 is 41. Put the 1 down, carry the 4. 7 times 0 is 0. Plus 4 is 4. And 7 times 1 is 7. Now we have, again, 4 numbers behind the decimal. So we have to move our decimal, which is originally here, 4 spots over. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, remember, we only use tens and the hundreds when we're talking about money. So we can get rid of the 1 and the 3. Now, if that 1 would have been the 5 or more, we would have raised the score. So that would have been 75 cents now. So since we're adding taxes, okay, we're talking about taxes, we're adding. So we want to add that to our original. So we have $10.59 plus 74 cents. When I'm adding, I want to make sure my decimals are lined up. So I have 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry the 1. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. We can bring the 1 down. And we can bring the 1 down here. Okay. And I bring my decimals straight down. That's why I line my decimals up. So if I went out to eat and it cost me $10.59 and I needed to pay a 7% tax, my total bill will be $11.33. Okay. Have any questions? Let me know. This should be page 21 and 22 in your notebooks. Talk to you soon.